Hello mga beshi, I am Mamalu and welcome to my channel.
Hello fellow teachers! Kumusta na po kayo? Isang pagpupugay sa lahat ng mga kaguruan sa buong bansa. Nasa third quarter na tayo under the new normal education. Noong mga nakalipas na mga taon, nasanay tayong ang checking of school forms ay sinasagawa ng mga taga-division. Subalit ngayon, under the new normal situation, ang School Checking Committee ay ang magsasagawa ng annual checking of school forms. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng online and or on-site checking. This video is about DepEd Memorandum No. 014 Series of 2021 or known as the INTERIM Guidelines on the Preparation, Submission, and Checking of School Forms for the School Year 2020-2021. Ito na po ang nakapaloob sa DepEd Memorandum No. 14 Series of 2021 released on March 26, 2021. The interim guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for the school year 2020-2021 addressed to undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, bureau and service directors, regional directors, schools division superintendents, public and private elementary and secondary school heads, all other concerned. 1. Consistent with the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan or the BELCP as stipulated in DepEd Order No. 12, Series of 2020, the Department of Education issues the interim guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for the school year 2020-2021. This issuance amends certain provisions of DepEd Order Numbers 04, Series of 2014, and 58, Series of 2017, to reflect the requirements of distance learning modalities in school forms, as well as to ensure the collection of necessary data for evidence-based decision-making for school year 2020-2021. So the following amendments are adopted in the submission and checking of school forms. A. Preparation and submission of school forms. 1. School Form 1 or the SF1 or the School Registry. May karagdagang data para sa learning modality sa SF1. Ang learning modality ay dapat updated kung ang mag-aaral ay palipat-lipat ng learning modality. Sa katapusan ng bawat quarter, ang updated modality ay dapat na itala sa Learner Information System or LIS as official quarterly enrollment count per modality. Ang edad na itatala sa form ay ang edad ng mag-aaral noong October 31, 2020. 2. School Form 2 or SF2 or ang daily attendance. Dahil sa temporary suspension ng face-to-face learning at paggamit ng iba't ibang learning modalities, ang teacher or ang advisor ay maaaring pumili ng naaayon na Learner Attendance Conversion Tool or LACT upang magamit sa pagtala ng learner's attendance. Ang napiling paraan ng attendance checking ay ipapaliwanag sa mga magulang o mag-aaral para sa kanilang kaalaman. Ang SF2 na dating ginawa ng mga guro para sa unang dalawang quarter ay susundin at walang babaguhin. Ang LACT ay para lamang sa third and fourth quarter ng school year 2020-2021. Kasabay ng paggamit ng LACT para sa third at fourth quarter ng school year 2020-2021, hinihikayat ang mga guro na isagawa ang nararapat na pagsasaalang-alang at tulungan ang mga mag-aaral. Ang mag-aaral ay maaaring tawaging dropout or no longer participating in learning activities o ang tinatawag na NLPA. Kung siya at ang kanyang magulang ay voluntaryong magsasabi na siya ay hihinto ng pag-aaral or kung siya ay nakapagtala ng higit sa 20% absences ng prescribed number of class or laboratory periods sa school year or semester ayon sa DepEd Order No. 8 Series of 2015. Ito ay kapantay ng 7 weeks na hindi pagsali sa kanyang online classes or ang hindi pagsumite ng mga modules, activity sheets na walang komunikasyon o contact na isinasagawa ang mga mag-aaral o ang magulang sa guro. Note that contact communication efforts may vary depending on the distance learning modality and may include but are not limited to electronic digital communication, using of designated drop, pick-up, kiosk, middlemen for printed modules, phone calls, text, messaging, handheld CB radio, letter correspondence or attending classes, meetings, and or physical interactions between parent or guardian and advisor within the parameters of the existing local national health safety protocols of IATF for COVID-19. 3. The School Form 3 or the SF3, or this is about the books issued and returned. If the school is releasing books and other learning materials to learners, SF3 may be used. This form can also be utilized to record the distribution and retrieval of learning modules. In using SF3 for the recording and monitoring of modules, the title of the book shall be replaced with an appropriate reference code or with the title of the module being issued or distributed. 4. School Form 4 or SF4, the monthly report of learner movement and attendance. This form is the consolidated report of School Form 2. The adjustments are as follows. A. Instead of a monthly submission to the district or division office, School Form 4 shall only be submitted quarterly. B. Replace the column for dropout with no longer participating in learning activities or NLPA. NLPA is a status of learners whose parent or guardian or even the learner has failed to communicate or has not made any efforts to contact the class advisor for at least 7 consecutive weeks. This status is also appropriate for learners who have expressed desire to stop participation in any learning activity. If the learner is expressing desire to continue participating in learning activities after 7 consecutive weeks of non-participation, the school head may assess the situation and decide for the best interest of the learner. C. Additional data fields for mortality or death. 5. School Form 8 or SF8, Basic Health and Nutrition Profile. Parents or guardians may administer the actual measuring of weight and height, body mass index, and submit a reading result to the class advisor. Para naman sa mga magulang na walang resources para makuha ang measurement, pwede silang humingi ng tulong from the barangay health worker or other health professionals, at ang reading result may be reported to the class advisor for encoding in LIS. Updating of SF8 through the LIS facility is highly encouraged for elementary grade levels, but not mandatory except for the learner recipient of any program promoting health and nutrition. Junior high school and senior high school are not required to accomplish SF8 and update BMI in LIS. 6. School Form 9 or SF9, the Progress Report. Instruction and guidelines related to assessment and computation of grades are available in DepEd Order No. 31, Series of 2020. The following may also be considered in the preparation of SF9. A. Indicate at the bottom part of each column the learning modality being adopted in each quarter. So dapat sa baba, every quarter, nakikita kung anong learning modality ang ginamit ng mag-aaral. B. The character traits and core values portions of SF9 are not required to be accomplished. E. Checking of school forms. To minimize physical contact between individuals and thereby to reduce the possibility of COVID-19 transmission, the process of checking of forms shall be simplified. The division-level checking of school forms, which is being conducted by the Division Checking Committee or the DCC as stipulated in Section 5, paragraphs A1, B2, and C2 of DepEd Order No. 11, Series of 2018, is hereby suspended. The annual checking of school forms shall only be done at the school level by the School Checking Committee. The school-level checking may be conducted through online and or on-site, provided that health and safety protocols are being observed. The result of the checking of forms initiated by the School Checking Committee is deemed final and can be used by the school to complete its submission in LIS. 3. The department shall issue further instructions in accomplishing School Form 5 or SF5, Report on Promotion and Level of Proficiency, and School Form 6 or SF6, Summarized Report on Promotion and Level of Proficiency at the end of the school year. 4. The adjustments made, which will be posted in and can be accessed through the Learner Information System or LIS, shall be incorporated in the school forms for school year 2020-2021 in all public and private schools as well as state and local colleges and universities offering basic education. The regional or schools division offices and even schools are highly discouraged to introduce localized forms that only duplicate data in these nationally issued forms. 5. This memorandum shall only be applicable for school year 2020-2021 unless otherwise extended. 7. Immediate dissemination of and strict compliance with this memorandum is directed. Signed, Secretary Leonor Magtolis-Breyones. So this is School Form 1 or SF1, the school register. School Form 2 or SF2, the daily attendance report of learners. SF3 to be prepared by the advisor. School Form 4 or SF4, the monthly learners movement and attendance. School Form 9 or the progress report card. Report on learning progress and achievement. So as you can see, the learning modality per quarter should be reflected in the school report card. Annex 2, Learner Attendance Conversion Tools or LACs. LACT 1, Description, converting presence in online class as daily class attendance. So sa online class, daily meeting nila, yun ang considered as the attendance of the students. So for online classes, with daily checking of attendance using whatever electronic or digital platform or applications. How to record in SF2, actual recording of number of class days, present and absent. The learner shall be considered present even in the case where she or she was only able to enter the online learning platform for a few minutes due to internet connectivity issues and as long as there is notification via text or chat from the learner or parent or guardian. No any form of contact for the day means absent. Applicable distance learning modality is online. For LAC 2, converting communication efforts with learners and or parents into class day attendance as programmed in a weekly home learning plan. The frequency of contact or communication with a parent or guardian or even with the learner in whatever approach can be converted into class day attendance. Note that contact or communication efforts may vary depending on the distance learning modality and may include but not limited to electronic digital communication, using of designated drop or pick-up kiosk, middleman for printed modules, phone calls, text messaging, handheld CB radio, letter correspondence, or attending classes or meetings, and or physical appearance of parents or guardian and advisor within the parameter of the existing local or national health safety protocols of IATF for COVID-19. How to record in SF2. Assigned class day equivalency for each contact effort by getting the total number of contact efforts over the allotted class days per week or month. To illustrate, in a week schedule of 6 class days in a modular learning approach, the equivalent class days for distribution is 3 and another 3 days for retrieval. This is to complete the 6 class day per week stipulated in DepEd Order No. 30 series of 2020. Therefore, the weekly schedule for both distribution and retrieval of modules may be counted as 2 contact efforts. So attendance checking, number of contact efforts, equivalence in class attendance in days. So for example, weekly, 1 contact effort for distribution and 1 contact effort for retrieval. That is equivalent to 3 class days, and 1 contact for retrieval is 3 class days. For monthly, 4 contact efforts for distribution equivalent to 12 class days, and 4 contact efforts for retrieval, 12 class days. Thus, if the learner has only made a total of 4 contact efforts against 8 scheduled contact efforts, then he or she will have 12 class days present and 12 class days absent. The learner shall be considered present even in the delayed or non-submission of a module as long as there is a communication made between the parents or guardians or learners. Applicable distance learning modality, all distance learning modalities. LAC 3. converting the submission of outputs or modules of learners into class day attendance. The total number of submitted outputs or modules, regardless of score, can be converted into class day attendance. How to record in SF? Assign class day equivalency for percentage of module or output submission by getting the number of outputs or modules submitted over the required outputs or modules for the week and multiplied by the complete weekly attendance constant. To illustrate, the week schedule of 6 class days in a modular learning approach is the complete attendance, or 100%. The number of submitted modules and the number of required modules for the week may vary. Example, this is weekly checking. Number of submitted modules, 6 modules. Number of required modules, 9 modules. Complete days of attendance, 6 days. Formula, number of submitted modules over or divided by number of required modules times complete days of attendance. To substitute, number of submitted modules, 6, divided by the number of required modules, 9, is equal to 0.67 or 67% submission for the week. To get the attendance, multiply 0.67 times 6 days. That is equal to 4.02 or 4 days present for the week. Thus, if the learner has submitted only 6 modules against 9 required modules for the week, then he or she will have 4 class days present and 2 class days absent. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. God bless everyone.